All right, all right. We are here.
What's up? What's up?
So it's getting ready to get to the holidays, and like you said, it didn't even register that this weekend was Christmas. So,
Yeah, me neither.
hey, it is what it is. So,
Yeah. I was gonna ask you if you had any plans, but I'm guessing not, huh?
no plan. I mean, it's just for me, it's just another day. So
Yeah.
it's the weekend, but I know people make a big deal about it, but just it's just another day for me.
Right,
So
right.
another weekend.
Yep.
So just keep it moving. Just keep it moving. So yeah, but that's one of the things I want to just talk about today too is just people and what's up, Ryder Creator? What's happening? The
Hey
man,
Rob. Hey
CJ,
CJ, what's up?
how y'all doing? Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. So yeah, but it's just interesting that a lot of people really struggle with this time, because it's people always talk about how happy and and stuff everybody should be, but a lot of people deal with depression.
Hmm.
Just it's a really tough time for people,
Yeah.
and for those of us that are awakening and transitioning, man, it's like, okay, well, what do I do? Should I celebrate Christmas? Should I? And to me, it's like it ain't even about celebrating Christmas. It's really about you really just connecting with family.
Hmm. Right.
That to me is what the thing is. It's just so the
Yeah.
idea of worrying about Christmas or what it's about and all that stuff that should be secondary, and
Right.
connecting with family should be the main thing.
Right.
So
That's
that's what
definitely
it is.
that's what I tell people in regards to any holiday that has some type of religious attachment. You can make it whatever you want to make it. Apply
Exactly,
your beliefs to it. Find the
exactly,
value in it for yourself. And for me, any holiday is an excuse for my family to come together. And those are
right,
moments I definitely cherish and value. I
exactly,
don't care what holiday or what day it's supposed to be. I'm enjoying spending time with my family for sure.
exactly. So
Hey Rob, I'm doing wonderful. How are you? Hey Dark
good.
Goddess. Got our moderators
All right,
in the
Dark Goddess
house.
is in the house. Melanated diasporan. What's up,
The Dark
Kenya?
Goddess. Well, we know how she feels. She said we don't celebrate holidays.
So we don't celebrate holidays. Yeah, I mean, Dark Goddess, I don't celebrate them either, but family still does. So if
Yeah.
family is
And I
doing
was just
something,
I was even
we
just talking to my friend about gift giving and the obligation of gift giving on holidays and the
right,
pressures and expectations that come with celebrating each other on designated days. And it's just like celebrate me year round. And I like to give gifts when I see something that I think somebody I know would love or enjoy, but just giving something because that's the tradition to do on that day, that doesn't resonate with me. Me personally. But do you? Hey
right.
Cynthia. Hey Kayla. Hi Torian. Hey Adrian.
So let's see. So Michael Thomas asks, are there any Kemetic interpretations of the Lord's Prayer? Not per se, but see, the Lord's Prayer comes from the Kemetic stuff. So when they're talking about, like as on earth as it is in heaven, the idea of as above, so below, that's what they're talking about in the Lord's Prayer. So a lot of those concepts are coming from ancient Kemet. So I know sometimes people want to like fit Kemet over Christianity. And you got to understand, Kemeticism is not a religion. It never was. It's a philosophical system. But people, because religion or Christianity came from Kemet, people want to connect or make Kemet fit Christianity, if that makes any sense. It's like they're trying to say, hey, well, Christianity's got this. Well, Kemet, since it came from Kemet, Kemet must have had this as well, and that's just not the case. Religion is something new and something they created, so that's how that works. But at any rate, I'm Reginald Kuakaru, and I'm the founder of Kemetic Centered Living, and here I help people that are deconverting from Christianity and basically learning or getting more into Kemetic spirituality and into that philosophical system to find the answers that they needed, that they didn't get, from mom and them. All right. So this is about really helping you to get rid of the negative Christian programming so that you can live life on your terms without any guilt or shame. So free from it all. All right.
Yes. And I am his daughter, Voy-Shay, and my specialty and passion is astrology, numerology, and tarot. And my part in this duo is helping people find their individual path to fulfillment and self-actualization and authenticity, and helping them shed all those layers of conditioning that we've received from society to help bring forth the true nature of our soul through our individual blueprints and codes. And yeah, that's about
right.
something up.
All right.
Happy to be here with you guys.
I see. So Torian James says, I was in a discussion about my spiritual beliefs and was told that I can't believe in God or a higher being because I don't believe that Jesus existed. Ain't that something interesting? So
That is.
You don't believe in Jesus, so there obviously you can't believe in anything. You're not allowed to believe in anything else. That had to be a Christian.
Yeah, everything after that is null and void. You don't believe in Jesus.
Yeah, you don't believe in Jesus. That's it. So yeah, I just don't. I stopped trying to discuss that stuff with Christians because they have a mindset that you just cannot penetrate, and they are arrogant in their ignorance. So I leave them alone, let them be. So a lot of them come to my page and want to talk about stuff. I just be like, I don't even want to engage. It just you can't even talk to somebody that has a frame of reference that it's like speaking two different languages, and you can't even. They'll ask a question from within their language, and it's like it doesn't even fit what you can answer. So it's like, leave them alone. Let them y'all go play somewhere else.
And they're defending their beliefs with their life. Okay, so they feel like if they can't defend that or speak to their beliefs, they go into hell. So there's really nothing you can say to them.
Right.
They're not going to defend that till the day that they die.
Exactly. What's up, Robert Bush? What's happening, brother? Good to see you. So yeah, so that's see. Tori says yes, they are. It was a family member, so I engaged, but it was so interesting, the anger and shock. I know, and see that's the thing. You get all upset and agitated. It's like, then what do? You can't beat them up. I guess you could, but you probably get arrested.
Yeah, not what we want.
Oh man. So yeah. But it is what it is. You just keep on dealing and keep on moving. So they just do what they do. So yes, yeah, absolutely, Pebbles. Yes, they are arrogant in their ignorance. So they don't know. And I use ignorant in the terms of not knowing. So not trying to down somebody, but that's just what ignorance means, is that you just don't know, and they don't know. And they don't want to know, and they are arrogant because they think that what they do know is the totality of all knowledge. I mean, it's amazing to me that, like, when I was a school teacher, of course, there was a lot of teachers that were Christian, and it amazes me that a teacher will say, like a language arts teacher would have a student write a book report on something, and tell a student that they needed to get documentation from different sources and different resources and stuff like that to prove their point. But they don't have the same standard with the Bible. It's like you get all your knowledge from one book, as if it's supposed to contain the totality of all knowledge on the planet that's ever existed, which is completely impossible. And you're okay with that. And I'm like, how do you not even see the issue with that? It's wild.
Yeah, but if they question one thing, they got to question everything, which takes courage.
Exactly. It starts to unravel.
Yeah, and
Everything
I'm sure that's scary, because even that question is like, well, are there consequences for even having this question? You know?
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep. And their salvation is their consequence. So.
Mm.
So let's see. Real Life says, "Is there anybody in the KCL community in the Los Angeles area? I'd like to connect." So, is there anybody in the KCL community in the Los Angeles area? So, I'm trying to think. I know there's a few people out in California, but I don't know if they're in Los Angeles. But California is like Texas. Everybody says California is like one big place.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's close to everybody in Texas. Everybody's close to everybody in California. There's no different parts of the state. It's just Texas and
Right.
California, you know. Yeah, see, I'm coming to Texas. Yeah, but you're 5 hours away.
Right. Right. No, for real. It takes
Right,
13 hours just to get from one side of Texas to the other.
I'm telling you. Shoot, it takes what, just to drive from Dallas to El Paso, it takes 10 hours.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
You ain't never got out of Texas.
Yeah. Right.
So,
There's countries in Europe that only take 2 hours to drive through.
Right, for real, for real. So yeah, Pebble says she's in Houston. All right. H-Town. I went to school in Houston at Houston Baptist University. So that's where I graduated from.
I went to U of H for a year.
Yeah. She was there for a cup of coffee, wasn't you?
Mm-hmm. Hot second.
I heard that. But you went to the place you were supposed to be.
Right, so. Right. I got what I needed. That was one of the best college years of my life.
Let's see. Let's see. Black Force says, "What is the connection to superstition and Kemetic spirituality? You know, when someone says don't jinx it or things like that." I have no idea. I've never
even the concept of jinx is interesting. It's the concept that if you say something good, something bad's going to happen, or if you talk too highly, then you're welcoming it to crash or be completely destroyed. Which is just the thinking of that is so ass backwards, for lack of a word.
It's crazy. It's crazy. So all this stuff, but superstition is just basically not having knowledge of something, you know, and you just believe in something that you really don't have. You just believe because of tradition, you know, in a lot of places, not a lot of ways.
Right.
Let's see. Dark Goddess said, you in Alabama? All right. She's in Alabama, Huntsville. Yeah. When I played ball, I used to go out to Alabama. I used to play at what was the school? Samford, I think. Samford University. But I forget what part of Alabama that was in.
Yeah, I played.
Let's see.
Are there any books you can recommend to learn about soul contracts, reincarnation, etc.? There's really only one book I ever recommend. Not saying it's the only metaphysical book that's worth reading. It's just I found it so entertaining and enlightening, and that was Journey of Souls by Michael Newton. So.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one to start with, because he actually does research and scientific research into the idea of really the life between lives. Mm-hmm. So that's what he does. So that's one good book. Mm-hmm. And he's wrote a few of them. So he actually has a series.
Mm-hmm. So it's a good question.
Yeah.
Black Forbes says, "What are life path numbers?" So life path numbers are a numerological expression, and it's you calculate your life path number from your birthday. And what it tells you is the trajectory that your life is set on. So, for example, if your life path number is the number 1, okay, 1 deals with individuality, discovering the potential of the self, pushing past limitations, going your own way, pioneering your own path. So your life trajectory is going to have lessons and themes that align with the unfolding and the learning and experiencing of that energy. So that's my take on life paths.
All right. Nothing to add on that one. So I know the numbers are usually for the ancients. The numbers actually had like they were more like entities or more telling you about the function of things. So so it's a little bit deeper there. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Izzy has a question. Says, is it acceptable? No. Is it acceptable to both understand Netter as forces of nature and also worship them as gods? No, that comes from pure ignorance. Okay, and this is why, because so many people they don't understand that the foundation of every Netter, first of all, is numbers. And the Netters, the numbers 1 through 10 or 1 through 9, okay, 0 through 9. All right. And how those numbers interact and function in creating the universe from a mathematical perspective is what the Netters are explaining. So it is explaining how nature functions. The ancients personified these ideas and anthropomorphized these ideas. And they gave you analogies of how nature functions by using personifications. Okay. And personifying is just making something that's inanimate, making it giving it like a human a human form, or making it human in some kind of way. So to worship a Netter as a god is complete and absolute ignorance. Anybody that does that and anybody that teaches that are ignorant of what Netters are. All they Netters are simply the ancients' way of telling you how nature functions. Okay, and that's from the metaphysical and the physical. Okay, so great question. Great question.
All right. Kareem had another great question. He says, hello, new to your chat. My name is Kareem out of Houston, Texas. Woo woo. Love your teachings. Have a question. What happens after the dark night of the soul experience? Why is it very painful? So my experience with dark night of the soul, it's never just well, I won't say never, but for me, I've experienced it I'd say 2 times in my life, and they were in a period of transition or integrating another part of my personality, discovering something new about myself. And in the dark night of the soul, it's the incorporation of your darkness or your shadow or all the things that we feel like are ugly about us, or we don't how can we say emanate the same way we do our light qualities. And it's the integration of it, because we can't discount a whole part of our existence. So God is light and darkness, and integrating our darkness is accepting that I'm all of these things. I'm not just my light or just the things that people see positive about me. I love all of me. I accept all of me. All of me is needed at different times in my life. And pain, it's like, why is it so painful? It's because we're going and touching all of our fears, or everything that makes us feel uncomfortable, whether that be psychologically or physically or mentally. It's going up and facing it, touching it, making peace with it, making friends with it, integrating it. Like, hey, I see you. You know, you have your time to shine. Mostly not. Okay, I'm putting you in the back seat because I'm letting my light drive, but I see you back there. I acknowledge you. I'm not shoving you down or suppressing you. You have a part to play in all of this, and I recognize you. Okay, so from my perspective, that's what the dark night of the soul is accepting the totality of your existence
And your journey.
in your journey. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because
Making peace with all of you.
yeah, and the reason why it can be so difficult is if we want to resist it in some kind of way. We want to resist the lessons that are being taught, you know. And me, I'm a prime example of that. You know, it's just the one of the hardest lessons for me to learn has been to allow and just accept the idea that I can't control everything. Okay, so as a Scorpio person, I want to be in control, and that's my whole journey from to start to research this knowledge was because I had some things happen to me in my life that took me through my dark journey, through my dark night of the soul, and I wanted to know why. And my question was is if this person over here can pray and get their prayer answered, I was praying and I couldn't get my prayer answered. Why? Okay. That question started me on a deep, deep search. And so that's just part of my dark night of the soul. But the idea that I could just allow things to happen and then things will work out as they were supposed to, no. That was hard for me. Okay. But after getting my ass kicked a few times, 10, 15, 20 times, I finally just say, okay, I give up.
Right.
I give up. I can't do it no more.
Y'all strength be y'all downfall sometimes. Y'all can take a lot of hits. Y'all Scorpios can take some hits, boy.
Man. So yeah. So that, but that resistance was my difficulty. So just resisting and allowing things to let go. So now I'm at a point when, you know, it gets to something that's difficult. I can't figure it all out. I can relax now. Just say, okay, when it comes, it comes.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
And so I've learned not to fight it now, because you know, after you getting your ass kicked a few times, bam, bam. Oh,
yeah, I need to choose my battles more wise.
I couldn't duck it.
Yeah, no, and my dark night of the soul was learning how to be all of me. I had to integrate parts of my personality as I learned what I was capable of and what I wanted to give to society, and how to be okay with being all of that, and not care about being perceived as weird or different, or people not being able to relate to me or understand me. I had to break out of my chameleon qualities and just be, I don't know, a Komodo dragon. You know, they stand out. That's the first thing I could think of. But just integrating all of me, accepting all of me, loving all of the things that make me weird, unique, unrelatable, mysterious, whatever the case may be. I am who I am. You're going to get what you're going to get. I move with my heart. How you interpret me after that, that's on you. So
right.
That was the outcome of my dark night of the soul, for sure.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. And it's and you get to such a level of freedom when you don't worry.
That's a great word.
You don't worry about what people think about you.
Yeah,
you know?
It's very freeing.
Yeah, because you know, I went through that, you know, again in my journey too. When I was transitioning from job, you know, being a job person to an entrepreneur, you know, as a man, you know, I was going through, you know, over a 40-year-old man. All of a sudden, I wasn't like, you know, where I was supposed to be financially. That was very difficult for me to go through.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Yeah, supposed to be, you know. And so I wondered a lot of times what people thought of me. And a lot of times what I do is, so I didn't want to hear what people thought of me, I would just cut myself off from everybody, you know. And that's just kind of how I dealt with it. But you know, I've gotten to a point now where it's like it is what it is. I'm going to live life on my terms. I'm going to do it my way. And if that way doesn't fit yours, there's the door. You know?
That he's also a life path number 1. So that correlates with him being willing to stand on his own to create what his vision is and go his own way, regardless of how anybody felt about it. Life path number 1 right there.
Yeah. No, and even doing what I do, I mean, it goes against society, you know. It goes against the norm, you know. But that's what I'm passionate about, and helping people move through that. So yeah. Right. So John Ford asked a question, says, would you agree that religion is the greatest handicap of humanity, especially in the Black community? I would definitely put it up there at the top, you know, and in the Black community for sure, that it has had a detrimental effect that people are really, for the most part, are not aware of, and they haven't looked at it, because most people think that religion is something good at its best, and at its least is just benign or no effect, you know. And that just, if you look at communities around the world, any indigenous communities around the world that have accepted Christianity, it is not benign, and it has not always been anything good, you know.
Yeah.
So it's definitely I definitely say it's been a handicap. Okay.
Another handicap from my perspective is the crabs in the barrel mentality. If we can overcome that and actually start working together to lift each other up versus like being jealous or, you know, trying to tear down or, you know, judging because they're not black in the way that I want them to be black, or they don't look how I want them to look, so I'm not going to support.
Yep.
Like, can we
Yes.
just find something to love and understand one another so we can come together, rise as one? Because if we don't rise as one, we're going to fall as one.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah, and I think that is to me, that's a prime symptom of, if you're always fighting against something, you have no direction. You know, just because you're against something does not mean that you have a direction.
Right.
And for Black people, we want to fight against racism, but if racism went away tomorrow, there would be no direction. It would be like, okay, well, what do we do now? What do we focus on?
Yeah.
You know. And so when you're fighting against something, you end up even turning on yourself.
Yep.
And that's what I've seen over the years happen. You know?
Yeah, like literally anytime you're fighting something, you're adding to that energy. If it's like, where is the solution? I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to go work on the solution. So that's what I feel like me and you are doing, Dad, in terms of doing the work. Like, what's actually the work? Empowering us, shifting our mentality, showing us that we are actually no one has power over us. We are powerful. Our reality and the ability to control it is in our hands, not in anybody else's.
Absolutely. We are the creators.
Yes.
We are the creators. And once you grasp that idea and you begin to practice it, it shifts you. It shifts your whole entire life. Everything in your life, you know.
Yeah. Ain't nobody ever stopped me from doing anything I want to set my mind to. Nothing.
Does that mean that there have been roadblocks put here and there?
Right.
But there have been, but I always find a way around it.
Yeah.
That's just my nature now. It's just, if I want to get something done, it's going to get done one way or the other. You know.
And so the universe is conspiring with me.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. So,
but y'all drop y'all's life path numbers if you know yours. I'm just curious. I'm trying to see some. If you know your life path, type it in the chat for me.
Put your life path number in the chat if you know your life path number.
Yeah, I want to see, because I have a theory about the majority of the life path numbers is going to be in here.
That's in this chat and connected to the community.
I want to see, because I already saw. I saw Ali Allen put 11, and that's in alignment with what I was feeling. Let's see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What's up, Iconic Man? I see you. Glam Mother 247, my fellow Scorpion.
Yes, and she got that life path number 8 too. That's the power cycle. That's the Scorpio master number. I mean life path number for sure.
Okay, Kareem says, can you please repeat experience again? Right quick, didn't hear, web froze.
Did anyone else experience that? Kareem, when you rewind it, when you rewind the live, like backtrack, are you able to see it or listen to it? Iconic Man, you calculate your life path number by adding together the numbers of your birthday. So adding each digit together.
And then reducing it to 1.
Yes.
To one number. Reducing it to 1 number. So no number above 9.
Yes. Okay. So I see master numbers 11s in here, some 8s, some 1s, some 5s. So since you asked Ali Allen, and you were the one that inspired me to even kick it off, the life path number 11 is the master intuitive. Okay. It deals with being able to feel things, being extremely sensitive to subtle energy. I find that life path number 11s are very psychic, 2 can read minds, are mediums. My mom is a life path number 11, and she is a medium. Very, very psychic and perceptive. So life path number 11s are here to help people understand themselves internally. And so your journey first is to understand your internal self, your psychology, how you work internally, and then you'll be able to translate that for others. For sure.
All right, all right, all right.
Hey, we got some 9s. That's a humanitarian right there. Love that. Powerful.
Amazing, amazing.
Wow.
All right, all right.
Yeah,
cool.
Dark Goddess, my moderator, love you. She says, what do you think about working with this energy number 7 starting off in 2023? So she is hitting on something. So each year also has a numeric expression. So 2022 was a 6 year, and 6 deals with balancing heaven and earth, or masculine and feminine, and going within, creating without. And 7 is about seeking truth, seeking your truth, expressing truth, expansion through the desiring to improve or better yourself. The desire to understand more deeply, to dive more deeply into something. And so also calculate what it is, what the number is. So collectively it's a 7. The year is going to be a 7, but add your birthday to it. So for example, if you were born May 5th, okay, the number for you would be 5 + 5, which is 10. And then add that 7 of the year, 17, reduce that 17, that'll be an 8. So that is the energy over the year for you specifically. So you're going to have that 7 energy coupled with that 8 energy, for sure.
All right, all right, all right.
Thank you for that question, Goddess.
Great question, great question. All right. All right, my people. All right, we got any other questions? Any other questions? Come on with it. Come on with it. Yeah.
Alan says, ooh, I do pick up on energy easily. Yes, yes. 11s are very perceptive. They can pick up on nuances, subtleties. Very little gets past y'all. 11s are problem solvers. They're like, well, let's figure this out. Very solution oriented. Yeah.
Now, how do you do life path number again?
You calculate it with your birthday. So for example, my birthday is 7/13/1993. So it'd be 7 + 1, which is 8, + 3 is 11, + 1 is 12, + 9. You add each number up one by one and then reduce the final number you get. So you can't, unless it's a master number, which is 11, 22, or 20 or 33, you reduce it. Okay. Or simplify it, so to speak.
Okay. So take your birth year and just add all your numbers together.
Yes.
Gotcha. And then reduce it unless it's 11, 22, or 33.
Yes. So Danny asked, can you please elaborate on life path number 6 with a master number 33? Yes, I can, because that is my life path number. Okay, I'm a 33 life path number, and 33 is the master teacher. It is the number that is here to be in service to humanity through sharing wisdom and knowledge. Life path 33s are often late bloomers, but it's because we have to go through this passage to remember everything so that we can get to the point where we can be of service and be helpful. So we have to go kind of through this rite of passage and learning, and then we're propelled into society to be of service, to help, to enlighten, to teach, to be an inspiration. We just here to share love. Okay, we're here to be that bridge between heaven and earth, share love, be of service. How can we help? Okay, who hand I need to hold? All right. So that's life path number 33.
All right, all right, all right. So does everybody recognize that what tomorrow is, the day of December 22nd? Does anybody know? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Nobody? Oh my gosh.
I know it's a master builder day because it's 22, but
all of us Christian people, and we don't know what the December 22nd means. It is the death of the sun. The death of the sun. So does anybody know? Well, I'll tell you. So this is where the idea of so the death of the sun is SON, okay, is December 22nd. So what happens is that in the northern hemisphere, as the sun starts to at noontime, the sun reaches a certain point at noon. Well, going from October to now December 22nd, at noontime, the sun is 1 degree lower every single day. Okay, 1 degree lower. All right. Until December 22nd, when it stops going down and it stops for the next 3 days. What day is the third day after the 22nd?
That Kruma.
That'd be like Christmas Day or the birth of the sun. On December 25th, the sun starts to go up 1 degree every day, all the way up until we get to the vernal equinox of springtime. Easter. Yeah. So the birth of the sun is on December 22nd. And what do we call that? The birth of Jesus. Stars. It's in the stars. Okay. So yeah. So that's the ancient story that the biblical story has been overlaid on. Okay. Just so y'all know.
Learn something new every day.
Learn something new every day. Okay.
I be saying that, and I really do.
So, hey, I make that a thing there. So,
yeah,
do that. But the vernal equinox. So Jesus actually, well, the sun has actually 2 birthdays in Kemetic terms, but the 2 births. The first birth is from the birth of the mother, or the virgin birth. Okay. So that's where the birth into corporeality is the birth from the virgin. All right. Then the spiritual birth happens in Easter, where this person or this being is supposedly elevated spiritually through knowledge and wisdom and all of that stuff. Okay. So that's another level of meaning. So there's different layers to this, but that's how Christmas and Easter are connected. Okay. So yeah. Yep. So good stuff.
Yeah. He said, I think I'm a 4. Does that mean I'm ugly? What? No, life path. He's being funny, I'm sure. Life path number 4 deals with building a foundation, because 4 is a square. So building a foundation through discipline, perseverance, setting a goal, and not giving up on what you want to create. I know life path number 4s can sometimes it's either experienced 1 or 2 ways, where they are very undisciplined in their youth and then spend their adult years like making up for, like, all right, I messed around long enough. Let me get to it and build something or build a legacy. Or 4s are very responsible from jump. Okay, just builders, especially if your 4 is a 22. This is master builders. 22s are very ambitious, have huge dreams, want to build things that last lifetimes, leave legacies that stand the test of time through generations. Okay, so a couple ways that can manifest. Also, depending on what your life path number is, those before you reduce it. So say if your life path number is 4 and you got 4 from 13, that 4 is made up by 1 and 3. So to get your 4, you have to be an individual, someone who's willing to stand out. And 3, be creative, speak your truth, expressive, use your charm to get to where you want to go in life. Okay, so breaking down those 2 numbers can tell you how that life path number wants to be expressed through you. Okay. So disclaimer.
Yeah. Let's see here. I thought Shauna A says, I thought 25th is the Egyptian god Heru's birthday. That would be correct if you understand Heru and Jesus as a connection. So they're both one and the same thing. So Heru is the light or the sun, or in this case, a new soul being born into the physical, or new light being born into the physical. Or in the case of it being connected with the sun, it is the birth of the sun. S-U-N. Okay. So as a function. So yes, that would be correct, Shauna. That is not it's not either or. All right. So you got to know how those are connected. Okay. Let's see. Realizes I've heard the winter solstice associated with the death and resurrection of Christ, and that it's also related to Set and Heru. What are your thoughts? Yeah, that realize you got to understand the symbolic language of a lot of these myths. And so where Christ and all of that stuff relates, and a lot of it Set and Heru has to do with the interplay of light and dark. So all of that stuff, the winter solstice, all of that, there's so many layers of this that it's really hard to try to connect the dots. But Set being the opposite of being opposition, Heru is light. Set is the opposite, which is dark. Okay, so light and dark were the battle. So as light triumphs over darkness at the vernal equinox in the springtime, Heru wins over Set. But at the winter solstice, nights become longer than days. So darkness triumphs over light. So that's where some of those stories come from. Okay. So so there's an intermixture of a lot of it. So it has to do with earth science, it has to do with astrology, and it just depends on which one of them that you're talking about, where you get the different aspects of these stories. But a lot of it is just symbolic language. Okay.
Okay. Kendra asks, can you explain life path number 7? Sure, Kendra. Number 7, just like I was touching on this 7-year coming up, life path number 7s deal with being born into a way of being or living or a family. And not saying that you don't necessarily like them or don't fit in, but it's almost like I want more for myself, or I want to see what else is possible. And so it sends you on a journey of seeking your truth, discovering what life means for you. 7s often have to redefine their beliefs and recondition themselves from what they were taught growing up. Life path number 7s are seekers, always looking to learn something, always looking to discover, gain new information, new insight, new perspective, take in more information and experiences. Okay, 7 wants to experience and expand through its experiences, expand through the things that it learns, and build its own life philosophy based on its experiences. So that's the path of the 7.
Awesomeness. All right.
I'm glad you feel better, Michael Thomas.
Yeah, Michael Thomas was getting a complex.
Yeah, like no. Yep, she said, Kendra says that's also the Sag in me. Yes, 7 and Sag correlate for sure, just like 8 and Scorpio. So Scorpio is the 8th sign, Sag is the 7th sign. So yes, there is a correlation there. So astrological signs also have a numeric energy that goes with them. So your life path number isn't always going to correlate with your sign, but in your case, it does for sure. That's cool.
Okay. But it adds a layer to it all, though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cool. All right. All right. Well, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, let's see. Let's see. Hi, Brother Martin. Do you have any thoughts on Africans' origins from the planet Sirius? Yeah, and see, I really don't. I mean, I've heard that there's different star systems that many people here have other connections to. So Arcturus, Sirius, the Pleiades, so all of those. Our sun supposedly circles Sirius. So the binary star, the Sirius. So every 26,000 years, our sun circles Sirius. So
Okay.
uh,
Yeah, I didn't know that. But from my metaphysical studies, what I've been hearing in the community is like there's 12 star seeds or extraterrestrials that work with humanity or Earth, and you could possibly have incarnated on a number of them, or none, or a couple. You know, everyone's different. So if you're Black, doesn't mean you're just from one. Like I know I work with a couple, still learning them, but a couple have reached out.
Yeah, our idea of race here is just so skewed. It's not even funny. So most of us have lived as different races, different sexes. So it's just our idea of race and stuff is really skewed in this world right now. So if you really understood reincarnation, most people wouldn't be racist. It wouldn't
Right.
make sense.
It's so right. From the highest perspective, it's really silly.
It's one of the silliest things. It really is.
I'm laughing.
But what people don't understand is that when they hate and they hate another race, it ends up tying them in a reincarnational cycle. It ties them into what they hate. And it ties them in a way that they become what they hate.
Yep.
So they can get experience, not as punishment, so they can get to experience how that other race may have felt from
Right.
when you were, chomping on them.
Yeah.
You know,
Your perspective is going to have to be expanded through experiencing what you hate.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know, if you are a man that hates women, guess what you're gonna reincarnate as? You know, so all of this ties together, the cycle of Osiris and stuff like that. That's what a lot of this means, and people just don't grasp it. And again, if you understood from a metaphysical perspective why and how people reincarnate, the racial sexism, all that stuff will be one of the stupidest ideas that you can consider.
Yep. Yep. I could tell you right now, I've been so many races: white, Indian, Aztec. I've been man, woman.
Same here.
All
Same here.
that.
I've been Asian. I've been Black. I've been Arabic. I've been white, female, all of those.
Yeah.
So I've incarnated as all of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep.
But being black is fun. I like this incarnation. I'm enjoying it.
It is what it is, and I just do what I do because of who I am.
All right, good.
Absolutely. It is what it is.
Life path number 8. All right. So this has become one of the topics of the live today. Number 8 is the cycles of death. It deals with transformation, rebirth, surrendering, and what life path number 8 still my heart, one of my best friends in the whole world is life path number 8. And one of her challenges or the themes is dealing with experiencing something that makes her feel disempowered and like has control over her life and there's nothing she can do about it. But through that challenge, she's actually discovering how powerful she truly is through shifting her perspective and embodying a higher one, so to speak. So life path number 8s deal with the journey to power. and often have to feel disempowered to learn how to empower themselves and then become very empowering and transformational to others. Eights also have the ability to amass wealth and finance, or learning how to be an alchemist, turning something that was supposed to be negative in your life or challenging and finding the light in it, and turning pain into power. So that's the life path of number 8. I also know life path 8s deal with death, and whether that be physically, like someone physically dying, or feeling like a part of you is dying, or shifting personalities, or just completely like having half, so to speak, or like being one person for one whole half of your life, and then something dramatic happening, and then being a whole different person. Okay, so just transformation in every aspect, every form of the concept is life path number 8. Transformation for the sake of empowerment.
Awesomeness. So our creator, our moderator says, my last life, I was a Black Panther man.
All right.
And now. The moderator says, if I have to come back, I just hope I'll be Black again. Dark Goddess, the odds are, if you have a very strong aversion to other races, then you're going to come back as that other race to learn.
So I suggest you start loving on the white folks, the Dark Goddess. I said I suggest you start loving on the white folks. I know she about to she gonna cuss me out. Let's see. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Ali Allen says, do you think other races outside of Earth laugh at us? No, they peer in and can connect to us, but it's not a laughing thing. A lot of times they probably wonder why the hell we do what we do.
Yes, it's more of a puzzle, or like a really, or a
why they do that?
Like what are they doing? Let's help them. Let's help them. They need some help.
They really worship somebody who say they died and came back alive. I mean, it's like, so all that kind of stuff.
They killing each other. They killing their own races. Meanwhile, it's alien races out there trying to help their people survive, because they whole race about to die out. They coming together as a whole race to save everybody, and we killing each other off. Not even in our own like individual races, but the human race. Like, that baffles them.
We're a puzzle. We are a puzzle to many of them. So let's see. Anisha Brown says, did you watch the Miss Cleo documentary? I haven't watched that yet. What's so funny?
I was laughing at the Dark Goddess. She said, I love all of them. Good, Dark Goddess. Good.
She changed. She's changed.
Wait a minute. I love them. I love all of them. There you go.
Glamour says, I was definitely a pimp. Really?
Hey, somebody got to be one. It's an experience.
Everybody's got to have a job.
Look. Let's see.
Man. Yeah, see, our comment says, we're their reality TV show. Yep. Meaning other aliens, other
and
aliens.
They do watch us like that. Earth is one of the most entertaining realities because of our extremes of experience, for sure. Yes. As well as our creative ability, our heart, how deeply we feel things and express, even our facial expressions, and just like they don't have that, so they definitely live through us in terms of that.
Yeah.
How do you find out about your past life? If not through meditation and having visions, which is how I saw my past lives, there are hypnotherapists that do past life regressions that you can look into and find one that resonates with you. And that's what the book that I recommended earlier in the live was about, Journey of Souls. He's a hypnotherapist that takes people back into life between lives, or like right at the moment of birth, and he goes back. So hypnotherapy is a very cool tool for exploring that.
Yeah, past life regressions and stuff. So absolutely.
My girl D, my fellow Cancer. Hey D, she says, can you talk about life path number 5? Okay, so 5 comes after 4. So after we've built the foundation, after we've built the legacy, now we are trying to maintain it. Okay, so 5 deals with maintaining through adaptability, okay, being flexible, being willing to discover something new or try something new. It's like, okay, I've done this for a while. Let me branch out and try something else. And it's like, okay, I tried that. Let me try this. So 5 is a scientist. 5 is an experimenter. 5 is flexible. It's moving around. 5 is in numerology represents the number of change. Okay, so if you're life path number 5, you're learning how to be flexible. You're learning how to just go with the flow, not be so fixed and rigid in perspectives or routines or ways of doing things, and being open to listen to your intuition and which way it's telling you to flow is what life path number 5 is working on.
All right. Says Kaz Dreamer 14 says, ever since I started learning African spirituality, it's been nice to learn my own power. Yep. It really is. It really is. It becomes a very, very empowering thing. So absolutely. Let's see. Nope, missed that one. Ahadi Ma'at the sex says, who is Mahet? I have no idea. Never heard that term before. So, don't know. Let's see here. Okay. Any other?
Shakitha, I did 4 already. Rewind it and listen to that.
Yeah, she's done a lot of them already, guys.
Yeah, I did life path number 1. Okay. And for anyone interested in receiving a reading from me, whether that be a birth chart reading, a numerology reading, or a tarot reading, my website is scrolling at the bottom at vovibes.com. And your numerology reading goes so much more in depth than just your life path number. We have a destiny number, a heart's desire number, a personality number. It's also broken up. Numerology also breaks our life up into seasons and tells us the energy that is the focus of that season of our life, and what we're standing to gain or work through. Okay, so numerology gets very specific, very interesting. If you're interested in the reading, there's my website.
There you go. Vovibes.com. Vovibes.com is the place to be. All right. Michael Thomas, I think that's cats that have 9 lives.
He might have been saying 9 likes on YouTube. You got to refresh it to see all the likes. I know ain't only 9 people like this. I know that can't be the truth. Y'all, come on now.
9 likes, good grief.
I know that's not the case. You got to refresh
it. Out, peoples, help us out. Help us with that algorithm. The algorithm. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. So D. Turner says, can you explain why Christmas is on a fixed date and Easter changes? Ooh-wee. Christmas is on a fixed date because it has to do with the sun, okay? And it has to do with the movement of the sun. And I explained that a little bit earlier. Easter is on a different day every year because it is based on when the moon, it is based on a moon date. So and I forget which one it is. I think it's the last full moon or the new moon, one of them. I just forget right offhand. But whenever it is always after this particular moon in the year. So it can be in the new year. So it could be from March. Easter can be somewhere from March all the way to April. So, but it's basically because of astrology. That's why Easter comes on different dates. So because the moon.
Danny. Thank you, Danny. You are
Thank you, Danny. Hey,
you are
definitely appreciate that. Appreciate that gift. $9.99. $9.99. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you
Much
very much. So,
appreciated.
yeah.
It's about that time, Daddy.
It's about that time.
It is. It is.
All right. It's about that time. Well, guys, we are going to roll out of here. Next week, we are taking the day off, so no live next week. So we'll get started into the new year.
Ooh,
And,
yeah, we got some new stuff for y'all. Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna get some new stuff going. So some good stuff. So we're gonna be revamping some things, just doing stuff a little bit different. Because so doing the same thing for me, I need stimulation.
Yeah, I need to switch it up. Yeah, for sure.
Gotta switch it up. So we're gonna be doing some different things. But so no live next week. All right.
So we're gonna see y'all next year. We're gonna see y'all next year.
Next year, yeah, 2023. And so also there, I have the new KCL community coming. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to get on the wait list to be notified, go to www.kclcommunity.com, and you can go there and you can get signed up and we can be notified. So this is going to be free to join. So for everybody. And but if you want to be notified of it, just go there now and you can get on the wait list to be notified. Okay. So kclcommunity.com. All right.
Wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Love you all. Happy holidays. Enjoy your family and wishing you all the best.
All right. Most definitely. Enjoy your family, guys. Enjoy your family. So happy holidays to all.
Thank you to the moderators. Thank you, mods. Love you guys. Good night, everyone.